Hello everyone, welcome back again to another exciting video. So in this one, let's create a simple mech object in ZBrush and we will render it out in ZBrush only. We won't be moving out of this software today. So without further ado, let's go. So first, let's take a cylinder, turn off the floor because I don't like that, and let's go down here to initialize. And you can set the size, you can set whatever you want here. So I don't want any subdivisions. For Y size, no, sorry, for oopsie daisy, now it should be 100, and for Z size, they should be fine. Let's see a little bit more. Okay, also we can increase the little bit of 64 works, maybe 64, why not? Cool, there we go. This is our simple cylinder. So what we'll do, we'll just align X, it will come this way because I wanted it to rotate it and looking at me like so. So this is what it is. And what we can do, we can just go here and make Polymesh 3D. Now this is a properly sculptable geometry. For this one, I am not using any pen tablet. I'm using only my mouse because we will be using the exciting Z modeler. So yeah, this is gonna be that tutorial where you learn a little bit of Z modeler as well. So let's go. Shift F for going into the frame mode, and BZM to select the Z modeler, or go down here, select the Z modeler. When you select the Z modeler, all we need to do is extrude some faces. So for that we need to have some kind of polymeshes for us. So I am seeing that line. I will divide the half part of the mesh into one other polymesh and half other. So let's first create put a insert loop in this. For that, hover over onto any edge. Make sure you hover on the edge, press space and click on insert. We need single edge loop, so single edge loop it is. Wherever you want, I want it right here, so there we go. Now let's start building our polygroup. So I want it halfway, so I'm looking at this straight line, comes, oh my god, okay, so it comes right here. So now hover over the face, press space, and instead of Q face we'll select polygroup, and we'll select single polygroup. Okay, cool. Now polyloop won't work, so single polygroup it is, and from here we'll start clicking on it till we okay, make sure you don't. So this works if you have less subdivision, it will be less work on your mouse, but I want it smooth, so there's something. If you can manage being it in in left subdivision, it's up to you. You have to just smooth it out later. So that's there. Now once you have your poly loops ready, you can mask it out by hovering on it and selecting the mask, and single poly instead of single poly, just polygroup island or polygroup all, anything works. So just click on it. Now this thing is masked, and we can control click and to invert the mask outside. Now you've got this. I'm holding Alt and setting it there, the gizmo. Now hold Control and drag, so you will get this shape for us. The shape is here. Our half of the work is done. Now let's make it more complex. How do we do that? First, let's start adding some of those bevels and loops and whatnot. So for that, let's come here, hover on to this edge, hold space, select bevel, edge loop complete. We want linear single row, or maybe if you want 2 rows, that's fine. It'll bring with one of these loops. So I want just a single row, and I'll add those loops later. So this is how it should be. This is what we did. And now Shift F to come out of those frame mode. Now let's select append another cylinder. We have a pretty low poly cylinder which we don't want. Let's delete that. We'll again initialize another cylinder. We'll go here, and in initialize we'll just set the radius to not this, but the edge divide to a little higher, something 120 is fine, and make this polymesh 3D. And now come back to our main object, and let's make it a little bit shorter. Append that cylinder, which is this one. Now all we can do is scale it down, Control T. I have set it for transparency, and scale it outwards. So this, it can be used for our Boolean. So let's set it to subtract and live Boolean. Shift Control T, and you'll see the magic. This is our Boolean. Let's make this a little bit more complex. And how to do that? Shift F to see your press P to go out of the orthographic, to go into the orthographic mode. And now what we can do, press Control T to look at what is actual your Boolean object is, and hover BZM to grab the Z modeler brush. Hover over the edge, make sure you have the insert on, and we will add a couple of loops here. So maybe 2 loops here. Oopsie. Yep. Make sure you're 2 here and 2 at the back, like this, or maybe it's very near, so let's add a little bit like this. 1 in the middle, and 2 add okay, so the middle one can have a little bit more of, should work. Got it. It should work. Now if you notice, we have 3 segments, 3 rows, 1 2 3. What we'll do, we'll just hover over it, and we'll in the edge mode, if you hover on any edge, hold space, and if you polygroup it, it'll select poly loop automatically, and click. We want them to have a single one, and if you click on it, hold the mouse button and press Alt, you can have a separate polygroup. I hope you understand it. Repeat, watch it on repeat if you want to know more. I'm just tapping Alt to change the color. So this is what we got. Now I de-isolate it and Control T again, maybe whatever you want. Now hover over your face space. You can extrude now. Extrude in a single instead of a single polygroup. Let's select polygroup all. You select polygroup all. You can simply go ahead and extrude this one. Maybe inside. So when you press Control T and Shift F this out, you will get this. What we'll do with the middle one, you guessed it right, we'll just extrude it inward like this. So what will happen, Control T, Shift F, we've got something which looks a little bit complex. It was a little bit boring earlier, now it's a little bit complex. What we'll do, we'll go to our main subtool. What we'll do, we'll just mirror this guy from here, or maybe you can just duplicate it and go down here in deformation. Make sure you have all the axes on mirror, so we'll get this. Maybe that's fine, and we can just simply we can move it outwards and inwards like so, and you can eyeball it. So that's one thing. What we can do now, make sure you are in orthographic mode. Select your cylinder, which is this guy, which is the main thing, the main guy which is doing the boolean. So what happened, I think okay, anyways, we can hold control and move it here. If you notice, our gizmo is surrounding this perfectly, or maybe zoom out if you want, or maybe this area. Now control and this is where it should be. What we'll do, we'll move outward, and here we go. So it was starting from the front. We'll just move it a little bit here, and we have got the perfect shape. Nice. Now all we want to do is go out of this mode. Make sure you have everything all fine. What happened here? I am seeing some kind of edge, so let's move it a little bit outward, and that's it. There we go. Should be fine. What we'll do, we'll just select all, or select anything, go into the where's boolean, make boolean mesh. It'll make our boolean. You can append that boolean here, and you can turn everything off other than this boolean. Now if you see, we have our object ready. You can go ahead and dynamesh it. You can do whatever you want, but what happens if I smooth it? It fucked up. So anyway, sorry. Okay, let's delete it. Let's turn everything back on. I forgot something. I forgot to add some loops, so make it a little bit inside. I did not okay, maybe it needs a little bit. It's not perfectly aligned, that's why it is happening. So from top it is there. I don't know, I was not in anyways, let's leave it right there. We can dynamesh it at any point of time. So since it's okay, I got it. Since it was inverted in Y, this happened. So we don't want that. We don't want it inverted in Y to be inverted in Y anyway. So let's go ahead and add some loops. For that, what we'll do, BZM again, and hold on to any edge. You can go insert edge, edge. Yeah. Now insert and add some pretty loops here and there. Once we have that ready, okay, we can isolate that object to make it a little bit more visible. And once we have that ready, let's set it to true. There we go. Control D. Okay, that works. And now Control D again. What we'll do, we'll just delete this guy again, and we'll duplicate this. And now what we'll do, we'll go in, we'll delete lower, go duplicate this. Now go into the Deformation tab where it is, and we'll mirror it step by step. First we'll mirror it in X. So this is what happened, mirrored in X. Now we'll mirror it in Z. So this is what happened. We can move it in place perfectly. Okie dokie. There we go. A little bit to the right. That's fine. Yup. Perfect. So there we go. We have got it. Now what we can do here is, now we can hit the make Boolean Mesh. The Boolean, okay, that's fine. Now we can just append it, and we can isolate it. There we go. We have got ourselves a perfectly Boolean and awesome shape. What we can do now, we can simply go ahead and append our plane. Where is the plane? This is the plane. This plane. Okay, sure everything is visible. go ahead and rotate the plane in 90 degrees and place the plane at the bottom of the object. Make the plane bigger because we will render it out here in ZBrush. If you have bought the ZBrush, you will get the redshift. Otherwise, if you're using crack version, I'm sorry, you won't. Your object is ready. Let's frame it, and for this one, let's assign a material, maybe basic fill object, a little bit darker, something like this, fill object. And for this one, let's assign a material white, and why not aluminum? Okay, aluminum. Yep. Okay, so there we go. And this, let's see how it will look. Let's see. Go up on render, make sure you redshift it on, and shift R. Let's wait for some time. Okay, so what is happening here? What I have done, I have just changed the background to a little bit darker. Background, I mean my plane, into a little darker shade, and I have made the piece, I have dynamished it and I have smoothed it a little bit. That's it. I haven't done anything else. So if you get any kind of artifacts in your hard surface, just dynamish it and decimate it. You will be good to go. So there it is. I hope you like the video. I hope you learned something, and as a class fee, hit like button and share it with your friends if they are into 3D, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Now it got rendered.